On February 18th, at 10:42 p.m., Prince William steps onto the BAFTA stage and admits he wasn't calm. 7 words. One tight jaw. By 10:44 p.m., the clip explodes across 23 countries, and something about his hands doesn't match the smile. He laughs softly. The room laughs with him. But his thumb presses hard against his wedding ring, once, twice, and the camera doesn't cut away fast enough. Millions replay that exact 2 seconds, but that's not even the worst part. At 10:43 p.m., Catherine tilts her head toward him, lips barely moving. 3 words. No microphone picks them up. Yet lip readers freeze the frame 6,200 times in the next hour, and what they think she says changes everything, but that's not even the worst part. Everyone assumes it's just stage nerves. A future king, global spotlight, live audience of 3,000. Normal, right? Except insiders say he rehearses that line 3 times backstage, and never once stumbles. So why does he hesitate now? The contradiction grows. He jokes about not being calm, yet his speech card is perfectly still. No shaking. No slip. The only movement? His left shoulder tightens at the exact moment the camera cuts to Catherine, and that detail won't go away. Stay with this. By the end, you'll see why that single sentence matters more than the award itself, and why palace aides start making calls before the applause even fades. Because what happens next isn't random. At 10:45 p.m., cameras cut to a wide audience shot. But one lens lingers half a second too long on William exhaling sharply. Not a royal smile. Not a wave. A release. And that exhale says more than his words ever could. Meanwhile, social media spikes by 312% in under 9 minutes. Not about the winners. Not about the gowns. About him. About that admission. And the phrase "wasn't calm" trends alongside a single-frame screenshot. Here's what the headlines don't show. Just before stepping forward, he rubs his palms together once, quick, almost hidden. A grounding gesture. The kind people use before delivering difficult news. But this isn't supposed to be difficult. Stop. Rewind that. Did you notice Catherine doesn't clap immediately after he says it? There's a 2-beat delay. Exactly 1.8 seconds. In royal timing, that feels like an eternity, and timing is everything here. At 10:47 p.m., a palace staffer seated 3 rows back leans forward, whispering into a phone. No smile. No applause. Just urgency. And that call reportedly lasts 42 seconds, longer than William's entire admission. The official transcript later softens the line. A little nervous, it reads. Not wasn't calm. That subtle edit shifts tone completely. Nervous is human. Not calm feels loaded. So why change it? And here's where it turns. The camera captures Catherine's hand resting over his for just 3 seconds as they sit. Not affectionate. Protective. The grip tightens once, then releases. That gesture doesn't match a casual joke. By midnight, the clip racks up 11.4 million views. Analysts dissect posture, blink rate, breathing patterns. But no one mentions the line he almost adds, the half-word caught in his throat before he pivots. Here's the number that changes everything, 2024. The last time he publicly referenced not being calm was during a hospital visit update. Different setting. Same phrasing. Same tight smile. And that parallel isn't accidental. Now watch closely. When applause swells, he nods twice, not to the crowd, but toward Catherine. A silent confirmation. A shared understanding. And whatever passes between them is invisible to everyone else. At 12:18 a.m., as they exit, William walks half a step ahead, unusual for events like this. Catherine matches pace but doesn't smile for cameras. For 14 seconds, neither acknowledges the press line. Then comes the frame everyone replays. A photographer shouts his name. William turns sharply, expression dropping for a split second, no mask, no polish, just raw. That single flicker reframes the entire night. Within 36 hours, analysts compare heart rate data from wearable tech glimpsed under his cuff. Yes, viewers zoom that far. They estimate elevated stress during that exact minute. The internet doesn't let this go. So was it simple nerves, or a signal hidden in plain sight? The line stays. The body language lingers. And the more you replay it, the clearer it becomes that something shifts that night. And honestly, most people in his position would have done the same thing. By February 19, 8:12 a.m., Palace Comms drafts a tidy clarification in 3 lines. One adjective gets swapped. They expect the fire to shrink. Instead, the edit becomes the story, and the hunt begins. At 9:03 a.m., the softened version posts. A little nervous replaces wasn't calm. Within 14 minutes, screenshot carousels flood feeds, highlighted in neon. The attempt to calm the timeline quietly doubles it. By 10:26 a.m., the original broadcast clip resurfaces, raw audio, no captions, no cleanup. His tone lands heavier now, like he's confessing, not joking. And suddenly the room's laughter feels staged. The stage nerves explanation starts cracking. If it's harmless, why edit it at all? People stop analyzing his face and start analyzing motive. That pivot turns a moment into a mystery. Pattern interrupt. Here's the number that changes the scale, 18.7 million views by noon, plus 412,000 comments. Not about films. Not about awards. Just 7 words and one tight jaw. Inside the team, someone suggests a playful follow-up to humanize it. A lighter line. A warmer photo. But by 2:30 p.m., a rehearsal clip leaks, same words, no smile, colder delivery. That leak flips the vibe. If he practices it straight-faced but performs it smiling, the smile starts looking like a mask. The fix makes it worse, because now viewers compare intent, not emotion. Open loop. At 10:41 and 52 seconds p.m., 1 second before he steps out, he glances offstage right, sharp, specific, like he's receiving a silent signal. People zoom in on who he's looking at, and no one agrees. Someone else gets pulled in. A senior staff attendee quietly deletes for celebratory posts by 3:17 p.m., no explanation, just gone. Deletions don't erase anything. They manufacture receipts. Close one old loop. The 42-second phone call from the audience isn't random, it's a scheduling coordinator rerouting the exit path. The applause is still happening when the plan changes, and that timing screams urgency. 3 days later, February 22nd, 2 minor appearances quietly reschedule. No dramatic cancellation. Just a calendar adjustment. But when royals move schedules, it's never for nothing. The cover-up begins softly. Photo ops get brighter. Smiles get wider. Yet at 11:08 a.m. during a walkabout, his laugh cuts off mid-breath when someone mentions BAFTA, like a switch flips. That cutoff becomes a 9-second loop shared everywhere. Watched for 0.2 million times in 6 hours. The more they try to show calm, the more the internet collects evidence of the opposite. Open loop. Catherine's reaction clip resurfaces 1.8 seconds before she claps. Editors isolate it, slow it down, add captions. That delay becomes its own language, and people start reading it like code. Pattern interrupt. Meanwhile, the communication staffer blamed online isn't the one who ordered the word swap. The decision comes from a mid-level optics team trying to tidy the narrative. Wrong target, right panic. The reversal shocks viewers, because it implies something bigger, people are panicking on his behalf. Panic means risk. Risk means there's a reason wasn't calm can't stay untouched. By February 24th, timeline hunters map it minute by minute, 10:42 admission, 9:03 edit, 2:30 leak, 3:17 deletions. A straight line forms, and lines point somewhere they don't want you looking. Then a new whisper spreads, a guest claims he looks deeply distracted 15 minutes before the stage, staring at a phone, not speaking. Distracted feels different from nervous, and it widens the dread. The offstage glance from 10:41 and 52 seconds p.m. suddenly clicks into that image, signal, phone, pivot. Pieces start fitting, but the picture is still missing one thing. What message could shake him that fast? The spiral tightens, edits trigger leaks, leaks trigger deletions, deletions trigger schedule shifts. Every patch they apply rips the fabric wider. And the next reveal turns wasn't calm into something far more dangerous. February 25th, 7:16 p.m. Backstage in a quiet corridor, William's phone lights up. He looks down. His face empties in real time. The chatter behind him fades like someone turns the volume knob to 0. His thumb hovers above the screen and stops. No scroll. No tap. Just a frozen hand suspended mid-air for 2 seconds that feel endless. The same hand that gripped the podium now can't decide what to do. He reads the message once. Jaw tightens. He reads it again, slower, like the words fight back. His shoulders lift a millimeter, then lock, and the air in his chest forgets how to move. His eyes flick left toward the stage wing, same direction as the 10:41 and 52 seconds PM glance. The connection lands instantly, and his mouth opens like he's about to speak, but nothing comes out. He locks the phone. Screen goes black. For a beat, his reflection replaces the message, and he stares at himself like he's checking if he's still holding it together. Then his hand drops to his side. The immediate circle reacts first. At 7:19 PM, Catherine steps in close, protective, controlled. He doesn't explain. He gives one small nod, and her posture changes like she just got the same news. Pattern interrupt. Meanwhile, 2 aides move at speed. One whispers into an earpiece. Another redirects a staffer toward a side corridor. The exit plan shifts again, and this time it looks rehearsed, not reactive. Social media explodes in order, first the freeze frame of his offstage glance, then the slowed clip of his frozen thumb, then the side-by-side comparison. Screenshots multiply faster than explanations, and the story snaps out of palace control. One devastating fact lands with no context: 14 million views in 36 hours. The number sits there like a weight. And with that weight, every silence starts sounding like a decision. His response stays blank, no clarification, no follow-up, no softened wording. Just appearances executed with precision while the internet fills the gaps. 2 loops remain open: who stands offstage right, and what does that 7:16 PM message say?